We are right on the edge of a technological leap that could completely change what it means to play a game. And I'm not just talking about better graphics or faster load times. No, we are talking about the end of gaming as we've always known it and the beginning of something totally different. So what does this future actually look like?
And look, this isn't just some catchy marketing slogan, it's a genuine prediction. Can you even imagine a world where the controller, the cornerstone of gaming for decades, just disappears? Is that really where we're headed? And if it is, what on earth takes its place?
Well, the source of this huge disruption is a technology called MindSync. It's being billed as the world's first ever thought-based console. Now, this comes from a massive joint venture, a project called CollabGenerate, between two giants, Neuralink and Meta. And their promise? It's simple, really. Turn science fiction into our new reality.
And believe me, this isn't some far-off fantasy. It is happening, and it's happening fast. The global launch for MindSync is slated for 2026. In fact, pre-orders for the essential piece of this, the Neuralink V3 implant, already opened up this past March. The only real question mark here is, when will we look back and say, yep, that was the day the console era officially died?
Okay, so let's break this down. The old way versus the new way. With manual controllers, we're all stuck with physical limits, right? The time it takes for a signal to go from your brain, down to your thumbs, into the controller, and then finally show up on screen. But MindSync? It's promising something totally different, thought speed. We're talking no lag, no buttons, just your intention becoming action, instantly.
So let's really dig into what thought speed actually means. Because this isn't just a small improvement, this is a complete performance revolution. It's unlocking a level of gameplay that, until right now, has been physically impossible for any human to ever achieve.
So just how much faster are we really talking about? How about 10 times faster? See, the neural input from the V3 implant completely bypasses your body's own physical wiring. It gets rid of that biological lag between when you decide to do something and when you actually do it. A thought becomes an action in the game 10 times faster than the quickest pro gamer can even twitch their thumb.
And this has already led to a technique the pros are calling neural overclocking. It's this state of insane focus where players basically sync their brainwaves directly with the game's code. They're not just reacting anymore, they're almost anticipating what's going to happen. But, and this is a big but, as many of these pros are already warning, this incredible power comes with a pretty steep price.
And that is the crucial question, isn't it? What happens when you get rid of all the physical barriers between your mind and a machine? What are the hidden dangers of playing at the speed of thought?
Well, turns out the single biggest risk isn't the hardware failing on you. It's your own internal software, your brain. That direct link to your consciousness is its greatest strength, sure, but it is also its most terrifying weakness, because a single stray thought can cause a total disaster. Picture this. You're in a super high-stakes match, and for a split second your mind wanders. You think about a bill you have to pay, or a song lyric gets stuck in your head, anything. The system can read that as a corrupted command, and boom, your character freezes up, or worse, the entire game just crashes and kicks you out.
So that's the trade-off. You want superhuman speed? The system demands absolute, unbreakable mental focus. And this, as you can imagine, has parent advocacy groups raising some really serious red flags. They're questioning whether younger kids can, or even should, be put under that kind of intense mental pressure just for a game.
But beyond the risk of just crashing your game, there's a much deeper, almost philosophical problem we need to think about. This kind of tech doesn't just change how you play. It fundamentally changes your relationship with the game itself, blurring that line between your reality and the virtual one.
This quote it nails it. That psychological wall that has always existed between you, the player, sitting in the chair, and the avatar on the screen, it just starts to crumble. Your thoughts aren't just controlling the character anymore. In a very real way, they are the character.
So what actually happens when that boundary is gone? When your mind is the controller, and the character, and the entire system it lives in, all at once. It brings up the most unsettling question of all. What happens to your own sense of self when you can't tell where you end and the game begins? Which brings us to the final huge decision. This isn't just about whether or not you're going to upgrade your gaming rig. This is a choice that could have massive implications for our society, for how we understand what it even means to be human.
And make no mistake, people are not waiting around to decide. Despite all the obvious risks and the huge ethical debates, millions of people have already put their money down and pre-ordered. They are ready to link in, which tells you a massive cultural shift is already happening.
And that's really the whole debate in a nutshell.
right? On one side, you've got this incredible promise of limitless speed, a whole new frontier of entertainment. But on the other side, you've got the peril of total immersion, the risk of losing ourselves in a technology that we're only just starting to understand.
Which forces us to ask that ultimate question. Okay, so we now have the technology to plug our brains directly into virtual worlds, but should we? Are we about to take the next great leap forward in progress, or are we taking a step way too far, way too fast, without knowing what's on the other side?
So I'm going to leave you with this to think about. The future of gaming is here, and it's waiting inside your own head. The only question left is, will you plug in? Would you link your brain to a game?